Díomh Gwine Ushla agus Fáilte. Hello and welcome. It's Misha Amy, the Crafty Cailleach, and this morning I will be making some Brigid's crosses. So if you saw my last video on Imbolg, you would have heard me talk about St. Brigid's crosses, which are made typically on Brigid's Eve on the 31st of January. So as it is the morning of the 31st of January, I thought I would do a little tutorial on how to make a couple of styles of crosses. First, I'm going to put up my hair. So I have my reeds all ready here, my rushes. Huge thank you to Susan for supplying the rushes. I couldn't find them anywhere that I usually would know to go to get them. There just wasn't any new growth this year in my usual spots. So Susan very kindly got some rushes for a couple of us and we met in the park yesterday. So here's one of the crosses that I made yesterday. So I'm going to make a classic cross, which is just this pattern, which is the kind of square weaved pattern. I'm going to try a couple of other styles of crosses as well. So let's get crafty, Cailleach. Are you helping? Okay, I have my kitty helper now. Are you helping as well? I have two kitty helpers. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to drink some tea. Does that smell nice? You're not allowed on the table. Okay, so now I have my two furry assistants. Hey! Hey, get down. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a reed. I try and take a thicker one at the start and kind of have that as a good strong base. And then you get another one, bend it in half and bring it around the middle. And I usually put it to the right or to the east if you're going by directions. And then I turn it anti-clockwise to the left. And then you get another one, again, bend that. And I usually keep my thumb and index finger holding onto it, and then sometimes I also employ my middle finger on my left hand to kind of hold it like so. So I have my index finger underneath the top arm, my thumb kind of holding the middle, and then my middle finger holding the right arm and just holding it steady. So we have that wrapped and we turn. Now on the second turn, what you're doing is actually adding the fourth arm. So again, you grab a reed, you bend it, and you put it on. Now don't mind the arms and reeds kind of looking a little bit all over the place for the moment. Focus on the center. We'll deal with the arms afterwards. So just make sure you keep not too tight of a grip, but a grip on the center. Is this very informative? So again, grab, bend, and wrap. Oh, I've already done that one. So that was actually to turn. So again, we are turning, well, I turn counterclockwise. Keep it held. So you grab one, get a thicker one, bend and wrap. And turn. So grab, bend, wrap, and turn. And you just keep repeating that process. Grab, bend, wrap it, and turn it. Just make sure you're holding the middle of it nice and firm. So grab, bend, wrap, and turn. grab, bend, wrap and turn. And if sometimes they kind of come up like this, just pull them back down and tidy it up before you add the next one. It just keeps the pattern all nice, trying to show you without letting go. So you can see there the pattern is starting to form and the layers are starting to form. So we'll keep going. Is this one okay? Does that pass quality control? No, you're not allowed to physically help. You can just watch for the moment, okay? I don't think you have the dexterity anyway. And then as it gets bigger, my grip also gets bigger. So that's when I employ the 3-finger method of holding the arms. Now, and I think one more round and we should be done. You can you could leave it there as well. That would be totally fine. Kind of starts to hold its shape a bit better as well when you get out to this part. Okay, and then when we come to the final one, a good technique is to actually so when you come to your final arm, the next arm, which would be the bottom one, if you're adding it all the time to the right, so the bottom arm, stick up the last added rush to the bottom arm to make this kind of gap. And then when you're adding the final reed, you kind of lock it in there as you do it. So it goes in between that while also wrapping around as we have been doing. And then if you pull that down, that kind of locks the weave into place. So you have a bit of a better control when you're trying to fix the arms. I actually should have put both of those through. So I'm gonna redo that again. So kind of get both of them and stick them, push that up a bit so you can see, stick that up there. And then you're sticking both arms through that and pulling them in. And then when those are in, you just lock that down in place. And that's pretty sturdy. And then what you do is you just tie off the ends, and that's where your piece of string or ribbon comes in. So I'm gonna do that now. So I find the easiest way is to just put the string underneath and go to where the shortest one on the arm is and just tie it. And then you can trim it down afterwards if you want to. You don't have to. So you can see on this one, the shortest one is here, so I'm just going a couple of centimeters in on the shortest one. And the thing about these crosses is they don't need to be perfect. The main thing is that you're making them, and don't worry that this is kind of falling apart. you just push everything back into place. And there we have it. So I do need to do a little bit of trimming of the string, but that is a Brigid's cross. Now, it may not be the most perfect Brigid's cross, but it's done. So you can see there the weaving of, if the camera focuses, you can see there the pattern going around. So this would be traditionally hung kind of sideways, like so, and they would be hung either above a door or above a fireplace. My granny puts hers above her fireplace over the mirror. We have the telly above the fire, but we have a section over to the side where we hang ours, and they are supposed to protect the house, specifically protect the house against fire, but to protect the house in general. So that is the traditional four-armed cross. There are a multitude of other different types of crosses that can be made. Some of them are a bit more complicated than others. I'm gonna try a second style of cross now. So we're going to try the 12 rush cross, which is not a 12 rush cross, it is a 24 rush cross, or at least you need to use 24 rushes to make it. So this one, having seen it in pictures, looks kind of simple, but it is tricky. So what you're going to do first is you're going to take half of the rushes, so 12 of the rushes, and group them together. And then what you're going to do is at either end of the bundle, you're going to tie them. So once you have that done and you have the top and bottom tied, now comes the fun bit. So you're essentially going to break this up into 3 sets of 4, and you can use your fingers to separate it. So I'm gonna just put my middle and ring finger in the middle here, and then you're going to take your other bundles. So take your first bundle of 4 and slide it in here and slide it up to the very bottom and then back in through, and that is your first one. Then you're going to do the opposite, and this is where it gets a little bit trickier. You're going to take your second bundle of 4 and put it the opposite way. So where you have the middle set of 4 of your tied bundle under, you're going to weave it, which means putting that bundle on top. So you kind of have to push everything around and make it fit like so. So now your middle bundle, your middle section of your tied bundle is on top. And then you're going to do the same as the top horizontal bundle again for the final one. So you have your set of 4 and you are going up through, and let's see if I can bend them without breaking them. I'm going to push down the middle part, or the middle vertical section, and kind of pull like so, and push those over, and just make sure everything is nice and tidy, and you should get something like this. And now we're gonna push, we're actually gonna tie them first and then we can push them up. So you should have it interlaced, kind of like woven, any type of weaving really. It's over, under, over, under. And now we're gonna tie them. And there you have it. That is the 12 rush, or 12 strand, I suppose, Brigid's cross. It does look a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but again, these don't need to be perfect to work. It's all about the intention behind them. So that is the 12 rush, and that is the traditional 4-armed for comparison. So Shin A, that is it. I might make a little Brigid doll out of the rest of the rushes that I have later on this evening. So do check out my other social medias for that. I'll probably put it up on Instagram. Check out the links in the description to find me on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Let me know what kind of crosses you make if you do make crosses. I know there's several different types. There's also a 3-armed one, which if I can find a video to show you how to do that one, I'll put that in the description as well. If you haven't subscribed already, do think about hitting that subscribe button and also the bell for notifications. I will have lots of Irish history videos coming up in the next couple of weeks. But for now, for me, I'm going to say slán go fóill. See you in the next video.